Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 5:01 p.m. At this time, we will hear public comments specifically related to items on the closed session agenda. Trustee Goldbeck, do we have any comments? No? Okay, thank you.
No.
Okay, thank you. At this time, the board will adjourn into closed session at still 5:01 p.m. to confer regarding personnel and potential litigation. Thank you. evening, welcome, and thank you for coming today. The board has returned from closed session and it is reconvening an open session at 6 p.m. Before we begin, please note that this meeting is being videotaped in accordance with Board Bylaw 9324, Minutes and Recordings. The video recording is part of the public record and will be made available on the district's website to promote transparency and accessibility to our community. During closed session in item 4B, it was recommended the governing board reject JPA claim 26-06405 presented by AM minor number 1. A motion was made by trustee Goldbeck, second by trustee Moran, and a vote of 3-0 to reject the JP claim 26-06405. Also, under item 4B, it was recommended the governing board reject JPA claim number 26-0405 presented by AM minor number 2. A motion was made by trustee Moran and seconded by trustee Goldbeck, and a vote of 3-0 to reject the JPA claim 26-06405. Lastly, under item 4B, it was recommended the governing board reject JPA claim number 26-0405 presented by Myra Macedo. A motion was made by trustee Moran and seconded by trustee Goldbeck, and a vote of 3-0 to reject the JPA claim 26-0405. It is recommended the governing board adopt the agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second?
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
I also vote aye, so the motion passes. The flag salute will now be led by students from Potter Junior High Sports Program.
Good evening. My name is Ignacio Crisova. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart and we may begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
It is recommended the governing board approve the minutes of June the 4th, 2026 regular board meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
And I also vote aye, so the motion passes. It is recommended the governing board approve the minutes from June 10th, 2026 special board meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. A second?
Second?
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay. I will call for the vote. Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
And I also vote aye, so the motion passes. Now we will be moving on to reports from the board. Trustee Goldbeck.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Frank Goldbeck. I have 5 kids. 3 of them are in the district. 2 of them are on the way, and I'm in Area 1. So our district, our school district is broken up into areas. Depending on where you live, you have a representative. I'm on the north side of East Mission, and then go up into Duluth and on to the north half of Camp Pendleton. So if you all live there and you have questions about the district, feel free to get in touch with me. I got to do 2 exciting things for the district this last month, well, since our last meeting. And the first one was this big special board meeting about a bond and whether we're ready for a bond or not. And it was really exciting. While we're not totally ready, we have a few key pieces that need to come together. And one of those key pieces is community involvement. So the way that I like to think about it is if we're going to put like 20 cents in, we might get $100 back. And our pollster thinks that that's like 19 out of 20 times that those are the odds if the vote was taken on the day that the poll was concluded. So we have an opportunity to bring a lot of money to our school district to modernize our schools, and I'm really excited about it. But we're going to need a community to get behind it. We're also going to need to get the San Diego County Taxpayers Association excited about our bond package, make sure that it's a responsible bond. And we're going to need to, well, we're making other progress. So getting that community involvement is something that I'm excited about, and I want to see our community step forward for. So if anyone's interested, if they want to talk about that, you can get a hold of me. You can email me, fgolbeck@fuesd.org. And then the other thing that I'm excited about was I swung by the skate park today because our district is offering free lunches from 11 to noon at the skate park Monday to Friday, right? So they're making 100 lunches and they're only giving out about 50 right now. So we need to get our friends and families that want a lunch out to the skate park and take advantage of that opportunity. So those are my 2 reports. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Moran?
My main event this past month was my granddaughter graduating from high school. It was amazing to see. I see a lot of potential here to succeed very highly, you know. Lots of good praises on you guys that you've succeeded so far for this year. And it's great to see and hear from not only the teachers and the superintendent, but the parents. So I'm excited for next year with the greatness you guys are able to bring for the following year. So I just want you to know that I'm excited for you. Congratulations for every one of you for passing to the next grade, and can't wait to see you guys again next year.
Thank you. With that, I will give my report. And I also got to join with Trustee Goldbeck to go to the meeting about the bond and really learned a lot. A lot of the session was made up of facility people, teachers, principals, and other advocates. And the way that they work in groups and the ideas that they were coming up with of possibilities for improving our schools. So I was glad to be there. And then I also got to join Superintendent Hazel on visiting the school for the Ignite Reading, which I'm telling you, that is such an amazing program. It's not something that most schools are willing to offer. It's very expensive. We, as a board and as a cabinet with our superintendent and as administration, we have decided that that's worth it for you students, for our kids in this school district. And it's going to expand, is what I understand. We're going to expand to more students, making them available. But if you have if you've been asked if you want to be your child to be part of it for you parents, it's for students that are not at proficient reading, and it's a one-on-one with tutors. That it's a private company that is right before school, so you would have to get them. It has to be it's a mandated. You have to get them here when it starts, because it's just 15 minutes, and when it starts, it starts. When it ends, it ends. And but it's a fantastic program. I've visited twice, 2 different schools, and the kids are improving really quickly on these programs. So more so, not just that our schools are improving also, but these are children that are struggling and they're getting that one-on-one. So, and thank you. With that, I would ask Superintendent Hazel, would you share your report, please?
I would love to. I'd love to. So I'd like to start off with an email that I just got this week, and it was from a researcher at Harvard University outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And the Harvard University did a study related to reading and math achievement, and they studied districts across the country, and we're looking for districts that were showing promise in increasing outcomes for kids. And they shared with us that we are in the 92nd percentile nationally for our math growth. So over the last, this is the work that all of you kids are doing. You are becoming amazing mathematicians. And so again, 92nd percentile nationally for math growth. And for reading growth, we were 94th in the 94th percentile in the nation. So at the very top percent, and just, I couldn't be more proud. And I know it because I'm in the classrooms all the time and I see it, and our teachers and our kids are working hard. But it was really nice to see, where we are on the national stage. So high quality, right? We sure are providing a high quality education here in Fallbrook for our kids, and I couldn't be more proud of that. And well, I'll share when we can share more data, I'll share. But all I'm sharing is that the data is looking good for the third year in a row, which is really exciting. So we continue to make great progress. All right, a couple of updates that I'd like to share, and we were just together about 2 weeks ago. Whoops, can I click this? We have summer schools in session right now. We call it Super Summer Camp, extended school year, and we have a theme that we're focusing on, and one is on the celebration of the 250th anniversary of our nation and the Declaration of Independence. And so at all of our schools, you will see a celebration and a focus on that. So it was exciting to see all the different artworks and what the kids were working on. The other focus for Super Summer Camp is a focus on financial literacy. So all of the classrooms have been turned into businesses. So today I got to walk into Starbucks and a skate shop and a farms shop and all kinds of shops. This was Starbucks, and you can see the workers at Starbucks made the spotlight, the tumblers for the week on the left-hand side, the artistic tumblers, and then on the right are artisan coffee bags on the right. And then you can see the student was filling out their time card. And so they were being paid $20 an hour, and they were calculating out how many hours that they had worked. And then they had to account for tax, and they could see how much of their money left their paycheck for tax. And then I was even more impressed. They also had other deductions. And those other deductions were $10 to go to the Fallbrook Animal Sanctuary for philanthropy. That's always been a beautiful part of Fallbrook, right? Putting back into our community. And then they put a certain amount into savings. And we said, we hope that they're putting into a high yield savings account, not just a regular savings account, so that their money will grow. But just fabulous. And the kids were saying that they love working on something that they feel like is really relevant to the real world. So that was Starbucks. This was our farm, and you can see there's the chicken coop where they've got eggs. I love the chart on the right-hand side. Every child in this class had a family member that worked on a farm. And so either their grandfather or their mother or their father or their sister. And so on the right, you can see each of them talking about whether they were working, harvesting avocados or flowers or strawberries or, and what farms they were working on. And then they did their writing about that as well. Next, this was a skate shop. And the skate shop was working on a marketing sign for their skate shop. And so this is the art dude who was helping the kids develop these glow light, black light signs that the kids could use for their shop. It's pretty cool. Next, this is the ever popular, and we've got the classroom teacher here, Mr. Ostrowski, who runs esports. And so esports is a big hit. So kids, if you're getting bored over the summer, sign up for the next session of Super Summer Camp, and you don't have to be just sitting at home by yourself playing video games. You can come and you can be on a team with other kids, socializing and really working together and participating in that esports competition. A lot of fun in that space. Every classroom is also celebrating reading and literacy. You can see the chart on the left, the kids for every day that they came in and they read, they got a little $sign because they earn bucks for reading and for all different things throughout the day. And then they get to spend their bucks on all kinds of really cool prizes and snacks. And they have a carnival coming up next week, where they're going to be able to spend their bucks on all kinds of carnival things. So this is not your ordinary, this is not regular summer school. This is high fun, lots of excitement. I want to share a real quick video of the most adorable little going into TKer. So this is a little preschool student, and you can see on the right-hand side, they read the book Caps for Sale. And for those of you who know that book, the peddler puts the caps on his head. So you can see that the teacher read the book and had all the kids take their pictures with the caps for sale. And then do I just hit, okay. Like this? You turn it up.
He looking at that. He made one cap.
Just had one cap.
He to the right. One cap. He looked to the left. He went to right.
He looked to the right. He looked to the left. No caps.
Cap. Who looked up and there was
Up in the sky.
monkey.
What?
And he had the and monkey. He pretty in the cap, red cap, with blue cap, and black cap, and brown cap.
Isn't that the cutest thing ever? I get to do this every day.
Give me back my cap.
He yells at them, "Give me back my caps."
Right.
And he stamps his feet.
You give me back my cap.
Such a good storyteller. Isn't he amazing? I love it. I love it. Okay. And I'd also like to announce, and very special, is that the Potter Junior High School boys soccer team, both the JV and the varsity, have won the championship in our league. So, right, let's give them a round of applause. Under the support of Frank Tavares, our athletic director, the coach Rolando Rojas, our JV soccer had its best season, 4-0-2, and they won their championship game in penalty kicks, 5-4. So pretty exciting. And this is the first ever JV soccer championship in the school's history. So a huge event. Right? I also want to share with you that our varsity team won their playoff game in penalty kicks, 3-1. Those penalty kicks are important. And the second ever varsity soccer championship since 2018. So a huge celebration. We couldn't be more proud. We also know that sportsmanship is something that's really important to us here in Fallbrook. And we got amazing reports from everybody on the sidelines that not only were you amazing players, but you were also amazing. You had amazing sportsmanship as well. And you represented Potter and Fallbrook really well. So we honor you tonight. We are so thankful that you're here, especially while the World Cup is going on right now. We appreciate you. We've got a special banner for you. We'd like to take some photos. You know, let's do we want to do junior varsity first? Okay. So JV, if you could come on up, and trustees, we'd love to take a picture. JV, come on up.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Okay, one little half step to your left and then forward. Okay,
I said JV varsity boys soccer, but obviously this is a co-ed team because we've got 2 girls on the team, so I apologize for that. Let's give everybody a round of applause.
Get it? Come on up, parents.
Come on up, take as many
Come on
photos.
up. Come right up. That's what we're here for. Boys, will you move over so the parents can see my kids? Move over to the side. There you go. There you go. Good job. Smile, keep smiling. Champions. These pictures are standing in between them and pizza.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, yay, varsity JV. All right, JV, you guys head back to room 302, and varsity, your turn to get up there and pose up. And then you get to take these posters back to school with you. I'll keep them for you, but you did a wonderful job. Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome. Okay, varsity, your turn. All right, I need some of you on these. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. Down, and come forward just a tiny bit. There we go. All right. And you guys here, right here, right here. Come on up. Put your feet like on the side. There, up. And okay, nice. He knows the drill. You're all right, buddy. Oh, you want to be down? Whatever you want. Okay, squeeze in a little. Okay, very nice. Good job. All right, parents, come and get this one. Yay! Look to the front, it's okay. Oh my God. Keep smiling. Okay. Yay! I'll take it. All right, guys, and you can go and grab your pizza, and Araceli and Priscilla have your pizza for you. And parents, you're welcome to pick them up there, or you can stay for our board meeting. We're really glad you're here to hear all the great things of what's happening in our district. But thank you so much for coming tonight. Congratulations, parents. Thank you. You're not gonna have a big audience. We'll get you some
It's on video. It's on video, and everyone will watch it.
Okie dokie. All right, at this time, we will hear public comments related to items on the open session agenda, as well as non-agenda matters within the board's jurisdiction. Trustee Goldbeck?
No speakers.
All right, thank you. Okay, moving on to board operations. The next agenda item is the review of and approval of a new contract of employment for Superintendent Hazel. In accordance with the law, I will now summarize the salary and compensation in the form of fringe benefits provided under the proposed agreement. The superintendent will receive an annual salary of $288,424 on an annual master's degree stipend of $2,421 and a district contribution of $1,000 per month to a 403B retirement account. She will also receive $100,000 life insurance policy and income protection insurance. The agreement provides 28 days of paid vacation as well as sick leave and holidays on the same basis as other management employees of the district. The district will provide the superintendent with employee independent medical, dental, and vision coverage consistent with that provided to other management employees of the district. In addition, the district will provide the superintendent with a cellular phone, a computer, and the use of a district vehicle, all for the conduct of district business. This concludes the required oral summary of the proposed salary and fringe benefits under the Government Code Section 54953, and the board may now consider this item for action. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second?
Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
And I also vote aye, so that motion passes. You're welcome. It is recommended the governing board approve the updated superintendent salary schedule. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
I also vote aye, and that motion passes. The board bylaws and board policies listed are presented to the governing board for first reading. It is recommended the governing board approve in the second reading the updated board bylaws and board policies as presented, including deletions. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
I also vote aye. That motion passes. Ms. Lily Pettis, Director of Expanded Learning Opportunities, along with Mr. Kim Ostrowski, teacher of La Paloma, will provide a presentation on the Expanded Learning Opportunities program at this time.
We're going to have to adjust because I'm a little shorter. Good evening, President McBride, Superintendent Hazel, governing board members, and our few esteemed audience members. I'm Lily Perez, Director of Expanded Learning Opportunities, and I'm excited to share our ELO program highlights with you this evening. As mentioned, joining me tonight is Mr. Ken Ostrowski. He's our lead teacher at William H. Frazier. In addition to his site leadership responsibilities, Mr. O has played a key role in strengthening our program quality by serving as a coach and a trainer. Tonight, he'll be co-presenting with me. We're going to review just a few of our program highlights for the year, starting with our after-school program goals, and you'll be excited to see how they mirror our board goals. We'll talk about our community partnerships that have grown this year. I'll be highlighting a few in specific. Family engagement and parent training opportunities. We've worked hard to increase those events, and we'll share some data on that tonight. Expansion of our extension and enrichment classes. And last but not least, parent and student feedback on the program. As you know, our FUESD board is committed to ensuring that every student can learn, grow, and succeed in a positive and safe working environment. Our board goals are closely aligned with our LCAP priorities and focus on the three key areas: student excellence, safe and empowering schools, and community and parent partnership. As you'll see throughout tonight's presentation, our ELO goals directly support the board's goals. Our ELO goals, like I mentioned, mirror the board goals by supporting whole child development through academic support, enrichment opportunities, and strong family partnerships. Our first goal focus area was our whole student support. We worked on supporting students academically through homework help, literacy support. This year we highlighted that. Mr. O will review more about that. And enrichment support. Promote social emotional wellness and leadership opportunities, and also providing a safe environment for our students. And you'll hear a lot of parent feedback on that. Our second goal was family engagement. We worked on increasing our parental involvement through family events and workshops, expanding access to community resources like our Duluth Mobile Feeding Project, and strengthening our school family community partnerships by co-hosting events with all of our schools. I'd like to give a little background information. Although I think I've reviewed this in the past, it's good to hear a few more times. FUESD After Schools program is funded by two separate funding sources, and there are two plans. We have our ACES grant and our ELOP monies. While each has its own requirement and its own plan, we must act and develop a program that is one comprehensive program that serves all our students and all our families. The ACES grant has been with the district over 20 years. A lot of our families call the after-school program the ACES program. With the addition of ELOP funding in 2022, we were able to expand services, including creating a before and after school program in both our base schools, Mary Fay Pendleton and San Onofre. We also were able to put the super in summer learning. We also expanded our intercession camps and added a lot of enrichment opportunities for our students. Tonight, the board will be asked to approve the ACES plan, which requires a yearly approval. The ELO plan was approved last year and is updated every 3 years. Today, we like to refer to the after-school program as the FUC after-school program, reflecting broader opportunities now available to students district-wide. 3 key components of the ELO program, starting with comprehensive access, are very important. We must offer 30 additional non-school days that are 9 hours long, and it's a mouthful. We do this by offering our super summer camps and our intercession programs fall. This year we did a winter camp, and we did Saturday camps, and we also did a spring camp. Our program is also, it's also important to offer engaging enrichment opportunities. One of the key factors in this is that we must offer enrichment opportunities that are hands-on, project-based, where it's student-centered. So we are not supposed to replicate the school day, but enhance it. And you'll hear more about all the enrichment activities we've been able to expand. And then last but not least, we are results-driven. We use measurable objectives to monitor academic growth and social emotional well-being. I'm proud to say that we have expanded from 2022 with the program inception of ELO. We had 599 students attending. And the blue bar graph represents the students who are in the after-school program that attend Monday through Friday that are mostly our UPP students. Our UPP students fall in one of the categories of foster or homeless, second language learners, or low socioeconomic. So you'll see our blue graph in 2022 to this year grew to over 1,050 students. The red bar graph represents our students that attend after-school enrichment opportunities who are non-UPP students. So these students may attend 1 to 2 days a week, a cooking class, an art class, a music class. So together with our red and our blue student groups, we were able to impact approximately 2,150 students district-wide. We are hoping to surpass this next year. And now I know why I have so many gray hairs. So when I see the numbers, it's really exciting. Now I'd like to share a little shout out to our Boys and Girls Club partnership. They are our largest community partner. We've worked hard with the Boys and Girls Clubs of North County. I'd like to thank Allison Barkley, who's the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, and Lisa Ware, who's the Program Director of Operations, for their partnership and commitment in strengthening our program. Through this strong partnership between BGC site supervisors and FUSD lead teachers, we've improved our communication, program consistency, and grown in the support we're able to provide our students. Together with our partners, we're able to offer a safe and engaging and supportive environment where students can thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. Family engagement continues to be one of our greatest strengths, and through our joint efforts, we've been able to expand those this year as well and hope to continue to do so. Most importantly, parents consistently share positive feedback, and we'll be sharing some of our parent comments. They feel that the program has offered high-quality experiences for their students in the after-school program. Mr. O is going to share a little bit about his relationship with his site supervisor.
So ELO lead teachers work very closely and collaboratively with our BGC site supervisors. This relationship between the supervisor and the lead teacher is paramount to ensuring that the program runs smoothly and the expectations are clear and consistent both for students and for our staff. At William H. Frazier, I'm the site lead, and the BGC supervisor is David Dianis. Each day, David and I visit the classrooms, we walk the activities, and together we discuss what we see, what's working well, what we need to work on a daily basis, and what we'd like to change. There's no power struggle between us because our goal and our outcome is to provide the best program possible for our students. And that's the criteria whenever we discuss changes in our program at our site. Is this going to benefit the students, and is this going to improve the staff?
Thank you, Mr. Owen. He hasn't given himself enough credit. He's been one of our strongest coaches and trainers. I think over the past years, our program has evolved and the lead teacher responsibilities have evolved to become more of a mentor. And I really see that Mr. O has taken that David under his wings, and together we see our youth, we call them our littles and our bigs, really becoming stronger in their leadership capabilities. So thank you to your service to our students. Another meaningful community partnership this year has been our work with Feeding San Diego and our local community volunteers. There we go. There's our pictures. We have hosted monthly Duluth mobile food distribution, providing nutritious food and resources to our rural families in Duluth. We increased from 75 families at the beginning of the year to 125 by January. So the need is there. Families receive shelf-stable goods, fresh produce, and other resources from our community partners. This program helps remove barriers and connects our families to much-needed resources. Personally, this has been one of the most rewarding experiences. So we were able to give over 1,025 meals this year to our families. And we are continuing to do so. So next Thursday, if anybody would like to join, we are accepting volunteers. Our next highlight has been our family engagement, which I mentioned previously is our second focus area this year. We provided math nights, literacy nights, parent trainings, meet the author, and we co-hosted these with each school. We were able to expand the number of parents who joined us, but we were also able to provide workshops at those sites, and these were open to all parents, not just our ELO after school program parents. This year, we also co-hosted our first Fallbrook Community Sports Registration Fair to connect families with local sports opportunities, and we received very positive feedback from the sports leagues and the families. Thank you to Mr. Favela. He's not here today, but he was able to provide me with a very thorough list of sports contacts. We also collaborated with Student Services to provide Love and Logic trainings, and ELO offered their specialized workshops, Kitchenista classes, and other parenting classes. So we already have a plan moving forward for next year to make it bigger and better.
So FUESD's ELO program is one of recognized excellence. We're particularly proud that our trainings were filmed by the San Diego County Office of Education as a model for other ELO County programs. We go through extensive and cyclical trainings, are provided to our staff and partner programs several times a year. Under Director Perez's guidance, ELO lead teachers develop, deliver, and we enhance the trainings on a continual basis to meet our student and staff needs. Our ELO program here at FUESD has also been mentioned by the State Superintendent of Public Instruction. We're particularly proud of that. In our collaborative meetings, we meet once a week. We always reflect and we ask, what can we do better? What can we offer to our students? And what trainings can we provide to our staff to better serve our student needs? Our mission here is to create the finest ELO program in the county. For our after-school classes that we've offered, we talked about enrichment classes. Our ELO program offered a wide variety of enrichment classes, including sports, STEAM, technology, arts, and cultural activities to engage diverse student interests. So we expanded student access to athletics through hockey, which we'll see in just a moment, basketball, soccer, pickleball, volleyball, and esports, which was highlighted earlier by Ms. Hazel. ELO staff increased student exposure to future-ready skills, such as STEAM, robotics, coding, and 3D printing. And we fostered creativity and self-expression through our art, music, and cultural enrichment programs. We continue to develop teamwork and communication skills through the hands-on project-based learning that Ms. Perez highlighted earlier. And most importantly, we've ensured equitable access to the high-quality enrichment experiences throughout our district at all of our schools. So one of the things we're most proud of is our popular enrichment offerings. Our ELO program constantly evaluates the student survey data that we conduct, and we look to see what can we offer our students that we're not already offering, and we look to offer activities or sports that our students might not have exposure to or experience with previously. Hockey and chess are two of those examples. One of the things that we're most proud of is that we had students that were really initially reluctant to participate in things like hockey and chess. They didn't have any experience with that. And one of the things that we've done is expand these programs. And one of the things that I'm most proud of is that our female students who were initially reluctant to participate in a sport like hockey, which is a contact sport, these are the students that are often asking, how many more days a week can we do this? And some of our female hockey players who got exposure to hockey through ELO have gone on to play field hockey at Potter Junior High and also at Ballpark High School. They come back and they ask, are you still doing hockey? Yes, we are. It takes time and coaching to teach them hockey skills and chess skills. And thanks to a teacher, Ms. Cornforth, we have 2 teams now at William H. Frazier and one at La Paloma Elementary. And she travels back and forth between those schools to teach hockey to 50 kids. So that program, we hope to expand it, but it's very difficult to do that when you only have one teacher that's able to provide that. So we're looking for other ways to expand it. It is one of the things that we have offered before at our summer camps and our winter and spring camps as well. So on the next slide, if you take a look at the next slide there. So hockey is one of the enrichment programs that I talked about. It's a team sport. In a smaller play area, it requires a lot of teamwork, a lot of communication, and most importantly, it's got to be an unselfish game. Much like soccer, you have to look for the open player. And in the clip you're about to see here, this involved a 3rd grader, a 5th grader, and a 6th grader. One of whom, this was from last year, one of whom was right here being honored for soccer, Nico. He's in the film here. Just a very, very gifted student, a very gifted player, and what a sportsman. So the play begins when the 3rd grader realizes that he's got an open teammate across the court and very unselfishly gives up the ball. So if we can.
Nice pass. Good move. You got him in the middle. Goal!
So that was Nico that unselfishly gave up the ball to his teammate to score the goal. So this is a prime example of the things that we're teaching in our enrichment programs: is how to work as a team, how to be collaborative, not worry about yourself, but worry about the other people around you as well. So esports, we talked about earlier, Ms. Hazel talked about earlier. This is a very popular program in FUESD's enrichment offerings. At first, when you walk into a classroom, it might look like students are just playing video games together. But the fact of the matter is that our esports coaches go through 35 hours of San Diego County Office of Education training. And really what they're designed to do is it's not just so much teaching gaming skills, but what we're really teaching are the soft skills. What we mean by that is we're teaching students in a very hotly competitive environment to focus on teamwork and strategy in order to succeed, how to work together, how to compromise, how to defer to others, how to appropriately communicate when you are playing a video game, both with those that you're in the room with and online. And in addition to that, how to handle winning and losing in an appropriate way. So these are the soft skills that we really teach and focus on through esports. One of the things that we're proud of is that our older esports students who have been in the program for a few years, these are the students that are now bringing in our 3rd and 4th graders and introducing them to how esports is conducted and teaching them the difference between what you're doing at home with video games and what you're doing here in the esports program in the ELO program. So we're very proud of that. And that's one of the things that Ms. Hazel commented on and highlighted in the last board presentation are really these skills that our students need in order to collaborate and in order to work together. We also offered music classes, music and performing arts enrichment. So students had access to a variety of music-based enrichment classes and music and movement activities that are offered at most school sites. And this year we've partnered with Luminary Arts to provide these experiences and opportunities for our students in the ELO program. This is a big focus. Obviously in our district, you heard the data about how we are improving. 92%, 94% in ELA, particularly proud of that. But literacy focus in our after-school program is significant. So one of the things that we do to strengthen literacy outcomes is we expanded access to books. We expanded access to reading opportunities across all after-school and our summer program that's going on right now. Through the Backpacks and Books initiative, students received high-quality books. We allowed them to build home libraries with these books. We expanded library access time during the ELO after school program, and we fostered independent reading time with our library cards. So one of the things that we're proud of is we've encouraged and gotten our certificated teachers to give up some of their time after school and support guided reading groups at every site. We have imagination station assemblies that engage students in writing development and literacy enrichment activities as well. So this is just one graph that shows our literacy impact. This is from just one trimester of Genius Hour. So Genius Hour is where we have our structured reading time, we have our homework assistance, and we have our academic game time. So you can see just in this one trimester alone, students increase their reading fluency by up to 24 words, between 17 and 24 words per minute. The highest gain was seen in this particular trimester in grade 5. So these results demonstrate the impact of daily reading, of guided literacy support, and targeted intervention during our after-school program. And this work directly supports our district literacy goals, provides students with additional opportunities to accelerate their learning beyond the regular school day. So remember that we are supplementing and not supplanting the regular school day. So extension classes, these are different from enrichment classes because these are classes that are offered to our non-ELO students. So our school sites offered a variety of extension classes. We had several elementary schools that developed their own sports teams, specifically with our support from our partners with the Boys and Girls Club. We developed soccer and basketball teams, and these teams competed against each other and culminated in a playoffs at the end. At the junior high, we were able to offer track, basketball, soccer, and volleyball. We're going to be expanding our extension classes next year at our elementary level, and we're going to be offering flag football to Potter Junior High. So during these extension classes, again, these are some of our popular enrichment offerings and extension offerings. We have intramural soccer and field games. We focus on team sports and leadership. Our coaches are not just teaching the skills within these games, but much like during esports, our coaches are focused on not just sports skills, but on healthy competition, how to manage frustration, how to work as a team, having a positive attitude, and managing those frustrations. Most of all, you heard it, I think Ms. Husing mentioned it, it's sportsmanship, right? It's demonstrating sportsmanship. It's not just about winning, it's about how you play the game and how you conduct yourselves during the game. One of the things that we're particularly proud of are our student survey results. So just a couple of highlights from our student surveys. Students highlighted the Kids' Choice activities as one of their favorite parts of the program. It allows them to play and socialize with their peers and friends. They get to participate in a fun and engaging environment, including our enrichment and extension activities. They valued the sports and outdoor play. And actually, one of the things that sort of surprised us a little bit was how much they mentioned the homework help and the guided literacy help that they were receiving. So that was a standout point from our surveys. Overall, the student feedback reflected that students value and view our ELO program as both fun, safe, and supported. And there's one more. They feel connected, supported, and included in our program. One of the things that they focused on was that they understand that we are valuing whole student growth, not just their academic growth, but also their social emotional growth and the way that they interact with their peers. Finally, this is, when I look at this data, I think, wow, that's great, and also we're going to aim to do better. But one of the things that we are very proud of is the fact that nearly 95% of our students reported feeling safe in the after-school program. And that's a strength of ours. That's something that we've worked on and fostered since the inception of our program, and we always look at how we're refining that and listening to our student data to help us guide how we can make that better. Students valued having a voice in our program. They valued the choice and the leadership that they were able to demonstrate, and they feel that we are including them as partners in that program and having that voice. The academic support remains very important to our students. They've highlighted that numerous times, and the fact is that they understand that our program supports the whole child.
So now I'm going to share a little bit about our parent survey results. So our site lead teachers and bilingual liaisons were instrumental in gathering student data for us and survey feedback. Our ELO action team developed surveys, to administer the feedback at the beginning of the year, mid-year, and end of the year. Parents consistently reported high levels of satisfaction, consistently describing our staff as caring, supportive, and professional. There were 3 key areas that their parents celebrated. The first one was staff quality and caring relationships, and you'll hear some of our parent comments in the next slide. Student engagement and happiness. They valued the opportunities for students to remain active and participate in these enrichment classes. Many times these were opportunities, again, that our parents wouldn't be able to afford. So I love being able to, what I call, even the playing field. And last but not least, the academic support. And I'll share some of the parent comments that expand on that. So just a few that I'll read out loud. The first one, great communication from staff and overall very nice, caring staff members. The site lead teacher is always available and communicates program events and updates. My child absolutely adores his 3 teachers and Miss Taylor. I can work fear-free knowing my children are taken care of. And then I'm going to translate the last one. I am grateful to the staff for all the support they provide to my daughter. It gives us peace of mind and makes our work easier knowing that she is safe, well cared for, and doing well. Thank you very much. That makes my heart happy. Before we conclude, I'd like to thank our governing board members again, Superintendent Hazel, district leadership, site administrators, I see some, after school staff, community partners, and families for their continued support. Looking ahead, we have even bigger plans. We are hoping to begin and create our new community resource center, which will be located at the May Ellis School. We'll provide a centralized hub, so there's some pictures of what we hope to build, with clothing, community resources, family support services, shelf-stable food, as you can see. We're very excited about this opportunity. We will also work together with student services and our IT department to create bigger and better parent workshops. We are hoping to expand on digital literacy, AI support for parents. We have brought in, I'm signing a contract soon with Parent Institute of Quality Education. If you're not familiar with them, they do a great 8-week course on helping parents navigate the educational system in the United States. They also have math and literacy support classes now, parent trainings that offer support to the parents on how to learn to help their students. And then last but not least, we want to offer more health and wellness classes, working with our social workers to do district-wide events and school events. So by strengthening bilingual resources, community partnerships, and family engagement, we will continue to support student success and the whole child development. Thank you for your continued support. Questions? Do we have any questions?
Thanks. Great work. Really exciting to see all the progress and all the options and opportunities that exist for our community through your hard work. Thank you and your team. For family nights and the events that are put on for parents, I know we've been talking about it at multiple levels, and I think just kind of understanding what the opportunity for us for me as a board member to engage the community. How do I help parents navigate what's being offered? Is there like an ELO website that I can point them to so that we can deliver these answers to these parents?
We have the FUESD after school website.
Okay.
We also have a parent guide and a parent pamphlet that you can upload online. But in addition, we did receive some of the feedback on what parents wanted from the LCAP surveys. So we are listening to what our parents are saying, but that would be a great way to share. And we also do parent information nights at the beginning of the school year. So we go through and do little parent information nights on what ELO is, what it offers, how you can enroll. So those are some ways that would
Thank
help.
you.
Yes. Thank you.
I do have a question. It states that it has 158 classes
We do. We do. So we try to make sure everybody gets everything. So for example, for next year, we've signed on 10 vendors. And so they're going to rotate through all the schools. So eventually everybody will get the different sports, soccer saints, and I cook classes, the culinary classes. Everybody will get the keyboarding and the guitar classes. Everybody. So we try to rotate them through with our vendors. And then as far as the individual schools, we have a lot of teachers with a lot of strengths and skills. So that's where we get some other classes like your crocheting class or your drama class. We also, at Potter, we have a film and digital class. So a lot of those classes are site specific depending on our teachers' interests and student interests. So, and I think Ms. Hazel has a list of all the classes we provided at each site.
This has increased within the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Based on this information, how long have you both been involved in this program to determine that? That's that you both have been really.
Well, I started in 2022 as Expanded Learning Opportunities Director.
You started it.
Yes, but as a principal, I worked with the ACES program on my site for many years. So I was familiar with the program. Actually, my son attended it. So that gave me like more of a sense of what our families need. But taking off and expanding our ACES program, creating the Fallbrook After School program, I couldn't have done it alone. We've just had so much support from teachers, staff, our district office, Superintendent Hazel, giving me the resources and just kind of allowing me to go for it. So it's exciting.
Shows, and I appreciate that.
I think we have several of our district leadership and several of our committee members, principals, teachers who are homegrown. So that was always my goal in life, to be able to give back to the community. And I think that's where my passion comes from. But it's exciting to give back to our families, especially those in most need. So I look forward.
She's always asking what's next. at our every meeting, what's next?
What are we going to do next?
What are we doing next?
We're already redesigning the training for our August. We actually had to create a 2.0 because we have so many returning staff members, which we've never had that problem before, that they're saying, well, we've already heard your 1.0. We need a 2.0. So I've been working on that. That's the summer work. So
Okay, congratulations.
thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Kids are definitely going to benefit from it.
And in your bags, you have a Super Summer Camp shirt. So we're hoping you come join us next week for a visit. If you're not able to make it that day, we can accommodate any day. So you can represent by wearing your Super Summer Camp shirt. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hold on. Hold on, Lily, before you sit down. Hold on.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that great? I gave you uniforms to come to the next visit. It's fantastic. So I want to take an opportunity, Lily, and just thank you for your leadership, and all of our site leads, our teacher leaders are just amazing. Our assistant principals have been supporting ELO as well. And I want to share, trustees, that anytime I come to Lily and I say, I've got an idea, Lily's like, I'll make it happen. And she makes it happen like better than I ever imagined it. Like, I'll have an idea for little libraries, and then Lily makes it happen across every classroom. I also came to her, we saw in the attendance, there were those two different lines. One was the blue, and then the other one was the extension. And I meet with the presidents of the PTA, and one of the things that they said was that there's a need for extension classes outside of families who don't want to do ELO every day, but that they still want, enrichment, and they want science and robotics and art. And this was it a year ago, 2 years ago?
Last year.
See, look, And we shared that information with Lily, and I said, how do we make that happen? She said, let me research it, let me find out. And you can see now we've got hundreds of extension classes for our schools. And that's because Lily always says, let me figure out how to get it done. And she really wants what's best for our community. She wants all of our children to have access to music and art and soccer and sports and all of the things that possibly other families that have more means than our children do. And I just couldn't be more proud of this program. And it's really due to your amazing leadership with your team leads. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to, it is recommended the governing board approve the after-school education and safety ACES program plan for 2026-2027 school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion?
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Yeah, we'll call for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
I also vote aye. The motion passes.
Congratulations.
Thank you again for everything.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
the fact that the teachers, so many have returned, it speaks volumes of what you have.
Oh,
Yes, of the
Yeah.
success of this program. Thank you. With that, moving on to Ignite Reading Update, Ms. Tavga Bustani, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, and Dr. Anna Arias, Principal of Fallbrook STEM Academy, will provide an update on the Ignite Reading program at this time.
Thank you. Good evening, President McBride, esteemed board trustees, Superintendent Hazel, esteemed cabinet member, and members of our Fallbrook community. Tonight, Dr. Arias and I, principal at Fallbrook STEM Academy, are excited to share an overview of the Ignite Reading program, highlight the remarkable growth of our students and what they've achieved, and how this investment, as you mentioned, President McBride, this investment is making an impact on our youngest readers here in Fallbrook. As a board, and you've heard Ms. Perez share this as well, you have been very clear in your mission and your vision, your commitment that all students can achieve excellence when provided with personalized support. And that is exactly what Ignite Reading is. It brings that vision to life by delivering individualized, high-impact literacy instruction tailored to the individual needs of students. First grade is a crucial year in a child's reading journey and development and has a significant impact on their future growth and academic success. Research has shown that students who were not reading at first grade level by the end of the year face a greater challenge catching up, with only 1 in 8 reaching grade level proficiency the following year. Conversely, students who finish first grade reading at grade level are highly likely to remain successful readers, with 17 out of 20 continuing to read at grade level the following year. First grade is a critical year, and we call it the first grade promise because it's our commitment to get them reading out the door by first grade. So that's where Ignite Reading comes in. Ignite Reading is a high-dosage, one-on-one virtual tutoring program designed to help students master foundational reading skills. You saw that amazing reader that Superintendent Hazel spotlighted. He is a budding reader, and that's what we want. We want to open doors of possibilities for students like him and support the foundational reading skills, and that's what this program does. It is targeted, it is personalized, and it addresses gaps that students have in their reading, and it closes those gaps to ensure they have a strong foundation to thrive. So how does it work? As I mentioned, it's daily, it's individualized, it is short 15-minute tutoring sessions led by a live tutor, and the student remains with that tutor throughout the year, so they have consistency in who they receive the instructional support from. It's grounded in research, the science of reading, focusing on essential foundational literacy skills, phonics, decoding, fluency, and phonemic awareness. Students begin with a diagnostic assessment, so they determine where are students' strengths and where are their needs. They identify their gaps, they fill those gaps with daily tutoring, and then they progress monitor to ensure that students are making daily progress, demonstrating mastery before they move on to the next skill level. Before expanding Ignite Reading district-wide, we first launched a pilot program at Fallbrook STEM Academy to evaluate the program's effectiveness and determine its impact on student reading outcomes. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Ana Arias to share the impact of Ignite Reading and the impact it has on her early readers and the difference it's making on her students.
So we had a very successful pilot at Fallbrook STEM Academy. I'm so excited to report. So what we ended up having at Fallbrook STEM is a pilot program of 40 students. We actually began our first pilot of the first cohort of second graders at the end of October. So there were 20 second graders and 20 first graders. So our first group started in October, and then in February, the last week of February, we started the second launch of first graders, 20 first graders. So the way we created our program, well, let me backtrack. Our students were able to receive 24.9 hours of instruction. So that was really exciting. And again, it was one-on-one with a tutor who was assigned to every student and picked up where they left off the day before. So they just kept going, they progress monitored, and they moved on as the students obtained a skill, as they mastered. The way our program was developed was that our librarian was the facilitator. Her role in the program was to make sure that the computers were laid out, the headphones were ready, and she was there ready for the students if they had any difficulty logging in. Other than that, she wasn't really needed except to get the kids there and get them excited and get them launched, logged in. Our program was before school, as Ms. Bustani said. It was a 15-minute program before school. What we did was we asked parents to commit to come in, to send the students in 20 minutes, because we knew that with that 15-minute window, it was very important that students arrived on time, were logged in, and they didn't spend or waste any minutes fidgeting with their headphones or logging in. We also ensured that breakfast was available to all of our students, because we know that that is the time that our students are provided that breakfast. And so we gave students the opportunity to either get their breakfast before they went to tutoring and either eat it if they were hungry or they had time, or they could save their breakfast, and then after tutoring they were able to eat their breakfast, because the teachers knew that if an Ignite student showed up when the bell rang and they had their breakfast, they were allowed to eat it because they knew that they were in tutoring session. So they did not miss out on any breakfast. We also provided a daily incentive to all of our students. So we started with stickers and snacks and you name it, just another layer of incentives to get students to want to come, because students love incentives. They ended up really getting excited over the Scholar Dollars, which they could collect and turn into our student store, our Bobcat Boutique. And so they would collect them daily if they were on time, if they logged in, and they would turn them in and buy things at our Bobcat Boutique. We also made sure that we had early drop-off available. So parents who said, well, I really can't bring them in at that time, but I can drop them off at 7:30. Our gates open at 7:30, so absolutely was the answer. You can drop them off at 7:30. The library's open. They can go to the library, pick up their breakfast, read whatever they needed to do until it was time for their tutor to show up on the screen. About, I would say in the middle of the year, Ignite offered a program called Ember, which actually ended up being very popular. So Ember was a program through Ignite, an additional 5 minutes. All they were able to access Ember for was 5 minutes. It was an independent practice program And they really did a lot with high frequency words. They were testing and timing, and the kids really loved Ember. So that was an added bonus that I did not know Ember was coming, but I would say that that also was a reason for students to want to get there early. Because sometimes if students were running late and they were only there about a minute before Ignite began, you know, Miss Kay, the librarian, would say, "I'm sorry, honey, you know, Ember's done, it's over." So they had it timed. So they timed it so it was just 5 minutes right before the tutor logged in. So that was all Ignite. So as I'm learning about the program, I realized this is really an amazing program, an amazing opportunity. And I knew that for it to happen and to yield the results we wanted and we knew could happen, we needed that commitment. And so I knew, as a teacher of 20 years teaching reading, I knew that that commitment was important because I believed in it from what I read, and I understand the science of reading. And so I called every single parent. And when I spoke to every parent, I believe that they needed to understand the importance of this valuable opportunity that we were offering them. It was amazing, and they didn't understand it. And so I explained the commitment. And it was very important for me to ensure that I explained to them the importance of attendance, not just attendance, but also being on time. Because as we know, sometimes parents say, "Well, you're just 5 minutes late." Well, in Ignite, if you miss 5 minutes, you miss 30% of the lesson. And so that commitment was crucial. And so I called every parent. I explained to them with positive energy, excitement. This is an amazing opportunity. I need you to commit every day. Attendance matters. Being on time matters. And so once I had the commitment, we were ready to launch. So then at the end of the year, I was hoping that all of that hard work and everything we did for the program would yield results with early literacy in a positive way, and they absolutely did. So at the end of the year, this is a data graph that Ignite shared with me. So what's important to see is the progress, because Ignite is grounded in research of reading. And so they understand the way the continuum of reading works. So all of these foundational skills are very important, and they must be taught, all components, and in order. And so here, they gave me the data for all 40 students. So I just wanted to share a snippet of one of them. If you look here, the colors matter. So it's not working. So if you look at the purples are the kindergarten skills. And so at the beginning of the year, that's the baseline. So that's where they started. So at the beginning, remember, there are 40 students. So this is for my 2 cohorts. Of the 40 students, we had 29 students start at kinder level. So this is first grade and second grade. So with that kinder level, it means they were learning basic alphabet, reading basic CBC words, 3-letter words, etc. So 29. So we had quite a group that started in kindergarten. The right side of the line, you see the multicolored bars. That's where they ended. So of those, so now we're just talking about those 29 students who started in kindergarten. You can see the growth. The pink is first grade skills. And the goal is for them to get to turquoise, which is second grade reading, which is multisyllabic decoding skills, because the research shows once they get there, once they obtain that, then it's building that fluency. They have been introduced to all of the reading skills necessary to become fluent readers. And so you can see the growth of those 29 students. They grew and they mastered all of those skills. The other group, so that was the 29 students, the other 11 started a little higher. So these 11 students started in first grade skills. So you can see the numbers, the 9, the 2, and the 1, and the 1 that started in first grade skills. So that was at the beginning of the year. And by the end of the year, you can see how much they grew, how many more students are reading at that second grade level, and how many closed out that grade 1 reading skills level. I don't think I mentioned, let me go back. At the top, you can see that it says 97% of students have closed out grade K level reading skills, which is really important because sometimes we forget or we are not aware that there are a lot of students who move on. They continue to move on throughout the grade levels, it's still at a kindergarten level. And so that's very important to see that we, with the support of Ignite, they made a lot of progress. And again, of these 11 students, we saw that 45 of them closed out grade 1 level reading skills. So then the question from a leader who understands reading, the wondering is, are what these students learning in Ignite, are they applying it to the classroom? Are we seeing that growth? Because that's what we want to see. We want to ensure that these skills that they're learning, they're applying in the classroom, and we're seeing it in other metrics that we use as a district. So in our district, our K2 students, we use the metric of M-class. So our students are tested on M-class 3 times a year. So M-class is what we use as a district to see how they're learning. And Ignite was something that we added as an intervention to support what M-class is showing us the gaps could be. So this time I broke it up by grade levels. So on this slide is my first grade group. My first grade group, you can see that at the beginning of the year, that first bar graph, the beginning of year of my first graders, there were 14 kids who were red, which means they were well below grade level. So they ended kinder, came to us as first graders, 14 of them were well below grade level, and 6 of those 20 kids were below grade level. In the middle of the year, we had 18 kids who were below grade level and 2 that were still well below grade level. And that, for our first graders, that is about the time that Ignite started, right after the middle of the year, February. And if you look at that last bar, the growth is amazing, and we are so proud of that. So at the end of the year, those first graders, those 20 first graders, we have 16 kids that are either at grade level or above, and we have 2 that are below grade level and 2 that are well below grade level. So that is incredible, especially with the acknowledgement that our first graders started in February. So if you think about it, in February, with 15 minutes a day, that's targeted instruction, right? And of course, we know that our tier 1 and all of the supports, everything else that our classroom teachers are doing adds to this. But this is also something that is supporting all of our students with a lot of strategy and intentionality and targeting the exact skills that our students need. So those were our first graders. Our second graders, they started in October. We had 17 kids who were well below grade level, and we had 3 kids below grade level at the beginning of the year. Our second graders started their program in October. And remember, this was a pilot, so we were still figuring out who the best candidates are and the best grade level, all of the things that happen with a pilot. You try things and then you learn from it. And then in the middle of the year, those second graders, we went down to 15 students who were well below grade level, and 4 below grade level, and 1 at grade level. And then by the end of the year, we had 7 well below grade level, 7 below grade level, and 6 who are either at grade level or above. So again, the important part is to note the progress, right? That is really important to us, because that progress doesn't happen unless we are very strategic and intentional. And so it was very exciting to see that what Ignite was supporting aligned with what we're doing, and the metrics that we are using honored the growth and honored that the program is in alignment with what everything we were doing in Fallbrook. And so that was wonderful to see. And I also suspected that because with all of the data analysis we do, especially with our teachers and our coaches, we saw it, and it was wonderful to see. And as a principal, one of the most exciting things was hearing my teachers talk about it. Oh my goodness, every time they had to provide an M-class assessment or a running record or whatever metric they were doing, it was coming to me, racing to me, and showing me their progress, right? And it was like, oh my gosh, look at my Ignite student. They are making progress, and look how much they've grown, and look at the type of stories they're reading now. And so that was pretty impressive to see, because teachers are the ones that see it firsthand. And that was super instrumental, that we had the buy-in from the parent and the teachers and the support. And then I also heard it from parents too. So that was very exciting, that it was across, not just in the mornings, but it was also in the day with the teachers. It was in the afternoons with parents, and at home evenings with the moms and the dads and the guardians, and then letting me know, and then everybody celebrating the progress. So it was a wonderful pilot for us.
It does take strong leadership at the site level to be a champion of this program and to ensure consistent implementation and support to students every day, getting parents. And Dr. Arias has been instrumental in piloting this at her school and bringing that data back to our principals to share the impact. And that's when we knew we had to expand. So following the FSA pilot, we expanded Ignite to all of our K-8 elementary schools. Through the expansion, we were able to serve 181 students, 144 first graders, 37 second graders who received personalized one-on-one tutoring aligned to their individual needs. Each student, as I mentioned, had their own tutor that followed them throughout the program, was there every day, ensuring consistent support. Sites deployed between 20 and 26 tutors at a time. It was amazing to see the little faces light up when they saw their tutors greet them for another tutoring session. And you'll see some of that excitement later. So first we looked at attendance as we expanded our pilot, and we did see strong attendance of 86%, which reflects the commitment of our school leaders, such as Dr. Arias, our amazing teachers, and families ensuring that they attend the program. The student demographics also demonstrate that we successfully targeted students with the greatest need. More than 1/3 of participating students were English learners, and over 10% were students with IEPs, and a majority of the students we served, particularly those added during the expansion, were first graders. This focus allowed us to prioritize early literacy during a critical stage when targeted support is the most necessary. And as I mentioned, your goal is to provide personalized support to students that need it the most, and this is an example of what that support looks like here in Fallbrook across our classrooms. So what did the data say regarding the expansion? Well, we saw remarkable growth. At the start of the program, 75% of participating students were working at a kindergarten reading level, and that's the purple graph that you see under the baseline, 75%. With only 24% reading at grade level and just 1% at second grade. Following participation in Ignite, the percentage of students working on kindergarten level skills decreased dramatically, 75% to 15%. At the same time, the percentage of students reading at first grade, look at this growth, from 24 to 77%. That is phenomenal growth. Substantial growth, I should say, in foundational literacy skills and reading fluency. And this in a short amount of time, approximately 3 months. So this program is game-changing for our students. In addition, students demonstrated significant growth in their foundational skills, achieving an average of 6 months of reading growth, increasing their fluency by 7 additional words correct per minute, and mastering 44 additional high-frequency words. Students need automaticity with these words. They have to master them in order to be proficient, fluent readers, and you'll see that they mastered those in such a short amount of time. So, while the data tells a powerful story, seeing the actual reading growth is even more powerful. I want to illustrate an example of where students were in the beginning of the program. So on the left, you'll see when students enter the program, they were only able to read simple sentences such as, "The rat bit the big cat." Very simple, right? After participating in Ignite Reading, this is what they were able to do. Reading connected grade level passages with fluency and comprehension. We don't want students just to learn how to read. They must understand what they're reading and be able to comprehend, and that's what they were able to do. They moved from decoding simple words on the left to reading multi-syllabic passages and sentences on the right. So this slide illustrates transformation that occurs when students receive this personalized support. Perhaps even more exciting, I saw this and I was just in awe. Some of our students in the program were actually reading text at this level. Take a look at the level of complexity from where they started here to what they were able to do here. Independently reading, not with teacher scaffold support, without support. As Dr. Adias mentioned, parental feedback and support is instrumental, and we value the voices of our families. So we asked them, from your perspective, what did you see? Did you see a difference on your students? And we heard from families who said that my child is reading with more confidence. They want to come home and pick up a book and start reading. They're telling me about this program when they're coming home. And most importantly, they're loving books. And you saw that today with our student in our summer program. You want that passion and that love for reading, and that's what Ignite is doing, opening possibilities for students. So, while data helps tell us the story, hearing directly from families actually brings this work to life. We are grateful to hear from one of our parents, Janet, about the impact that Ignite is having on her daughter, Avery.
Dear Dr. Arias and board members, my name is Janet James. All of my children have attended Fallbrook STEM Academy over the years. I have a total of 5 kids, and my oldest girl, Avery, age 7, was in first grade this past school year. Last fall, when she had started school, she was not only quiet in the classroom, but she had some trouble reading. She became frustrated easily and didn't want to read for me much. Later on, I was told that she had tested under grade level, but she had the opportunity to enroll in an early school reading program called Ignite. All we had to do was make sure she arrived at school about 20 minutes early each morning. Another perk of the program was that it was fully funded by the school. Over time, I had noticed that Avery was starting to gain more confidence in her reading. One of her new favorite things to do was to read to her younger siblings. 3 months later, after completing the program, I had Avery choose a book to read to me. She had selected a Bluey book from the cartoon series. After she finished the book, I was amazed not only with how fluent she was reading, but with the proficiency that was lacking several months earlier. I only had to correct her on a few words, the bigger unknown ones. I am so grateful for this wonderful one-on-one tutoring program that brought my daughter's reading level up to grade level. She had also tested 100% on her fluency words by the end of the school year. I cannot express how much positive influence the Ignite program has had on my child. Avery is now eager to read everything in sight and is excited to know the meaning of the words around her. Her literacy and confidence levels have definitely been ignited. I hope Fallbrook STEM Academy continues to fund this amazing opportunity for other students who are struggling to grasp the world of literacy. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Janet James.
I have to say, give all the credit to Dr. Arias for creating this video. It was phenomenal. I actually thought that Mr. Regosa developed it using his amazing skills, but she did it. I was so impressed. So, hearing from students in Fallbrook, we value the voices of our students. So we asked them, what do you think about Ignite Reading? Here we have a student from William H. Fraser. Her name is Roxanne, a first grader, who will share with you her experience capturing the difference Ignite is making on her. Now, before you watch the video, I have to share something. Roxana spoke about this totally unscripted, volunteered to do it. We simply asked her to tell us about her experience, and she took it from there. And she also insisted that her dog make a special appearance in the video, which actually makes this even more special. Her joy, confidence, and enthusiasm is palpable, and I can't wait to share.
What I liked about I liked Ignite Tutoring, and what I liked about it was he taught me how to break up words. He taught me how to put them together, and he taught me how to sound out words. And I liked it. I love Ignite Tutoring! Bye! And this is my dog.
I could not have said it better. Data, research, she captures the essence of it. Because of the impact that we're seeing across our district, the impact throughout our pilot, we will continue, and we are asking that the board support the continuation of providing this amazing program for our incoming first graders while continuing to close the gap of the students we have already served. This will ensure that students maintain their progress, strengthen their reading skills, and remain on track for academic success. This is truly an equity initiative. We're addressing gaps with students that need it the most. In closing, I'd like to thank you as esteemed board trustees for valuing this program, supporting this program, being an advocate and a champion of the program, observing the program with Superintendent Hazel, who brought this amazing idea for our students. And it has just been so powerful to see and have it impact our students. So a special thank you to Superintendent Hazel for bringing this to Fallbrook and benefiting our youngest readers. We're building foundational skills. We're building confidence, and most of all, we're instilling that love of reading that every child deserves. Together with our leaders, we're changing lives one reader at a time. Thank you. Thank you. Sunny? Yes, absolutely. Does anyone have discussion, questions?
I'd like to just take just a second. And, I was sharing with the ELO presentation that Mrs. Perez, I said, I've got an idea. Dr. Arias is also a pioneer. And when I came to her and I said, I have an idea. And I think you're the perfect person to jump into this because of your experience and your love for reading. And you really are a champion for every child here in Fallbrook. And you're a champion for reading, and you fully understand how important that first grade promise is for our children. And so I just really want to thank you for leading the way for all of our other schools in the district. The pilot that you agreed to implement, really assisted everybody else in the district and allowed us to then, see the success you had at your school and then try to expand it. And so all of the tricks and the tips and the extra love that you provided and care, because this program also doesn't just happen successfully without intention. And you are so intentional in everything that you do. Getting the kids there early, and giving them the little bucks to get them there early for the boutique, and making sure that every item is ready to go for them. It worked like clockwork every time I came into the room. Getting on the phone and personally calling every parent to talk about how powerful of an opportunity this is for their child and how important attendance is. You always go that extra mile. And then when attendance started to wane for a couple of kids, calling up the parent again and saying, you know, hey, let's talk about this. We've got only a few seats and this is a valuable program. And it made a difference. When you call, parents show up and they come. And so, you know, our goal was to replicate the success of the pilot at your school across our district. And you were just so gracious to share with all of the principals. We had the California Department of Education was out here taking a look at her implementation. We've been asked to be, you know, advocates for the, based on our experience and our success. And so I'm just really thankful for your input on this. One of the things that you saw in our data is that, you know, when we picked our second graders who are way at kindergarten level, you know, they're like 2 years behind where they were supposed to be, it was harder to lift that achievement and harder to get them up to second grade level with only 15 minutes a day. We saw huge gains, but if we're able to capture them in first grade before the gap happens, that's why our focus really is on that first grade promise. And so I'm really excited about the possibility of our implementation starting from the first week of school, and how more successful our data is going to be when we're able to start right away on that first day. So anyway, just so much appreciation to you, Dr. Arias, and being a champion for our community, and always being that person I can go to and say, I got an idea. Are you with me? I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. It is recommended the governing board approve the contract with Ignite Reading for the 2026-2027 school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? We'll call for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck.
Aye.
Trustee Moran.
Aye.
And I also vote aye, so the motion passes. Yay! Okay. Ms. Tavka Bustani, Assistant Superintendent, Educational Services, will present an overview of the LCAP local performance indicators at this time.
Good evening again. On behalf of the Educational Services Department, I'm pleased to present this year's local performance indicators. This report reflects the district's ongoing work aligned to the State Board of Education priorities and highlights our commitment to continuous improvement and student success. Tonight's presentation offers a snapshot of the progress we've made and the focused work ahead as we continue to ensure every student is known, supported, and thriving here in Fallbrook. In compliance with state requirements, all districts must annually measure progress on state priorities, report results at a board meeting alongside the LCAP, and submit findings to the California School Dashboard, typically released in the fall. As a K-8 district, we report on 4 state indicators: ELA, math, suspension rate, and English learner progress. State indicators use quantitative data such as CASP results and are displayed with color-coded dials. You've seen us report out on the dials. We also report on 5 local indicators based on what we call a district self-reflection, including surveys, forums, and staff input. Together, state and local indicators offer a well-rounded picture of how FUESD is advancing student success and always striving for continuous improvement. Today, I will be presenting on the local indicators, which appear as the blue dials on the dashboard. These reflect the district's progress in key priority areas such as the implementation of academic standards, parent and family engagement, access to a broad course of study, and school climate. The California dashboard is updated once annually. This year, the state is expecting to release the dashboard at the same time as the public release of CASP. What I'm presenting tonight will be submitted to the state and will become part of our 2026 dashboard with our new colored gauges, which I'm excited to be sharing in the near future. So tonight, the focus will be on the blue labels. As part of the LCAP requirement, all districts must annually conduct a self-assessment. Unlike the state indicators, which are based on state-reported outcome data, the local indicators rely on, as I mentioned, self-reflection tools, community feedback, and locally gathered evidence. We call that more of the qualitative data rather than the quantitative data. To determine our performance level, we will review a variety of data sources, including LCAP input survey results, needs assessment data, the scope of professional development provided to staff, progress on local assessments, and other relevant measures. We use the state's 5-point rubric to guide our evaluation. While completing this process fulfills the state's compliance requirements, its true value lies in the opportunity it provides to reflect as a district meaningfully on our practices. We celebrate successes, and we are constantly, and you heard it from Mr. Ostrowski tonight, we're constantly looking at how can we get better? What can we improve? What can we build on? That is who we are in Fallbrook, and that's what this self-assessment does, is we look and we think about areas of refinement and growth. Our district ensures, and we'll go to this indicator, that teachers are appropriately assigned, thank you, Dr. Husing, and credentialed. All students have access to curriculum-aligned standards, instructional materials. We as a district, and I have to say, we are a district committed to ensuring that standards drive every learning that students are engaged in. So we have curriculum that's state-adopted, state-approved in every classroom and every content area. School facilities are maintained, clean, safe, and fully functional to support teaching and learning. Walk onto any campus here in Fallbrook and you will see immaculate buildings, beautiful classrooms, well-furnished schools, and we're proud to say that we have successfully met that criteria. We annually measure progress in 3 areas aligned to family engagement priorities. Building strong relationships between schools, staff, and families to foster trust and shared responsibility. Number 2, establishing meaningful partnerships that support student learning and positive academic and social outcomes. And number 3, actively seeking input from parents and families to inform school and district decision-making. A prime example is what you heard this evening. Ms. Perez listened to families. From the feedback, she is now tailoring opportunities for workshops and trainings. And so we listen and we provide. And I just wanted to share that as a perfect example of leveraging the voices of our families. We also conduct, as you know, school climate surveys, including Panorama, the California Healthy Kids Survey, to measure perceptions of safety, connectedness, and well-being. We are a whole child district. We are not just driven by academics. We care about the emotional well-being, how students feel, whether they're safe, included, and feel valued and heard. So we pay attention to the survey data. We analyze it, and we share it during LCAP engagement to inform stakeholder input. And again, we act upon the information to improve outcomes for students. Access to a broad course of study. We take pride in offering a broad course of study that includes innovative programs such as the May Ellis Dual Immersion Program and the Fallbrook Virtual Academy, giving families meaningful options to support diverse learning needs, interests, and strengths. We also provide elective course offerings in our middle schools. And we are excited that we are going to be expanding this and enhancing our program next year. The local performance indicators remind us that student success is more than just a single measure. They reflect our commitment to continuous improvement to ensure strong systems and equitable opportunities for students. We want to thank you, our staff, and our families for your partnership as we continue in this important work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have? Yes.
Any questions?
Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to the local control, LCFF. It is recommended the governing board adopt the LCFF budget overview for parents, guardians for the 2026-2027 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Colbeck?
Aye.
And I also vote aye, so the motion passes. It is recommended the governing board adopt the 2026-2027 Local Control Accountability Plan, LCAP, update. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, calling for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
And I also vote aye, so that motion passes. It is recommended the governing board adopt the 2026 Local Control and Accountability Plan, the LCAP, LEA Federal Addendum. Adoption of the LCAP Addendum also approves the consolidated application for Title I, Title II, Title III, and Title IV, Part A. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Colbeck?
Aye.
I also vote aye. That motion passes. It is recommended the governing board approve the California Department of Education consolidated application for the federal funds 2026-2027. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. Trustee Colbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
I also vote aye. On the 2027-2028 and 2028-2029 instructional school calendar are presented to the governing board for a first reading, workshop, and conference attendance. We are pleased to support our teachers and staff to continue their professional learning as they participate in conferences, enabling them to perform their duties and remain up to date on new policies and procedures impacting their roles. Next is information. The Indian fund balances in excess of the 3% minimum reserve standard for economic uncertainties are presented to the governing board for information. Next is adoption. It is recommended the governing board adopt the district's 2026-27 budget and 2025-26 estimated actuals. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, calling for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
I also vote aye. That motion passes. It is recommended the governing board approve resolution 19-25, 20 and 26, the GASB 54, approval of committed funds. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, calling for the vote. Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
I also vote aye. That motion passes. It is recommended the governing board adopt resolution number 20-2526, resolution regarding the education protection account. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, calling for the vote. Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
I also vote aye. Motion passes. It is recommended the governing board approve the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, calling for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
I also vote aye. With that, the motion passes. Okay, with that, this meeting is adjourned at 7:49 p.m.